Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show.
Where are the Summoner Advancement rewards from last week? They're all missing. What's the story behind this? It's 7-star Champions Crystal launch day. Yes, get those 7 stars opened. What went wrong with the Cav Crystal compensation and whether or not we're actually going to see it for some players, and Kabam's AI coding is revealed. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome back to the MCN for Monday. It's a new week. It's been a busy weekend, especially if you're from Britain. Some bloke in London got some gold thing on top of his head. I don't know, something like that. Don't really pay much attention. It was all over the TVs in the UK. No biggie. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all. And yes, it was all about somebody being crowned. It wasn't me. I just had this crown and just thought, oh, I should really put this on for this segment. Should have put it on for the last segment. But whatever. Now let's move on to Summoner Advancement rewards not coming in. This is interesting. Interesting in a way that, like, I'm not 100% sure if I got mine. So when I'm in game at the moment, looking at some of my in-game mail, which should be a case we get Summoner Advancement. I want to say it's either going to be the 4th or the 5th. Now, the time frame's kind of gone for me to check that, but when I checked yesterday, it didn't look like I had a message in from Summoner Advancement, which I thought was kind of weird. I mean, in the past, when it comes to some of these Alliance events, which for some reason, can I not see the past? Why is Kabam allowed for not the past kind of events not to be seen? That's a bit sus. So I can't 100% check whether I got Summoner Advancement rewards or didn't. This is all very odd at the moment, and I don't know if anyone else is suffering from the same thing. Obviously, there are people out there suffering from not having their Summoner Advancement rewards. This started on May 5th. Where are we up to with this one? Because it still kind of like goes on with people saying stuff May 6th. And also, I think this is like, is this early hours today? Ours are still missing, and Kabam hasn't come out with an explanation. I remember now why I quit for 3 years. Don't say that. Still no rewards. Follow the other thread. Oh, there, they acknowledged it. Yes, in this thread here. Thank you to Summoner NR. Yes, this is back. This has got like a bit of activity to it. I mean, look, do people overly notice Summoner Advancement rewards not coming in? I don't think people really notice it that much, but it is, it's still rewards that you and your alliance, earned, and yeah, you just have to get them. So, Command Jackson, May 5th. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. The team is looking at this now, hoping to get a quick fix. I guess it's like no update on this stuff with Summoner Advancement rewards. Yeah, I really don't know then. As I said, I can't 100% guarantee that I got the rewards. I looked back over my in-game mail yesterday whilst I was preparing and writing for this particular show, and I was like, right, well, I haven't seen my rewards yet. Now, it doesn't mean to say that I have or haven't received the rewards. It's just a case of I don't see the in-game mail on it, which means that it could have expired in that length of time. Bit annoying when these your in-game mail kind of expires at a certain point, because you'd be like, right, I'd like to go back further to kind of go, look, do I have evidence of something, which, for the show today would have been ideal. But, even looking in game at the moment, I can't do that because, look, you can't see what's coming soon and what's finished in the top part, which if you look right up there, it says finished and coming soon 0. So I can't check past things just to see, like, well, was an event? Has he got nothing to stand on when it comes to that? So I don't know. I think something's really broken with this. Whether or not it's 7-star participation being a factor to kind of like ruining some coding, I don't know. I don't want to hazard a guess in something that I don't know, but it's kind of like, 2 and 2 makes 4 kind of like assumption on this one. But yeah, we'll find out what's going on later on with this one. And look, there's active people still searching for stuff like this, and I hope Kabam answer against this, especially because it's a very busy day today. It's 7-star day today, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking to see if anybody could send me free footage of their 7-star opening. I'll probably put something in the Discord, like a room where you can send the video. Also, via my email, if you want to send RichTheMan official@outlook.com. If you want to send me a clip of your 7-star, I'm going to put it together and do a reaction to it and see what people get with it. So we'll spin it out and in the clip, and I'll react to it, and then we'll put it into a big video for tomorrow, maybe. So that would be fun. Now we move on to something really, really cool. And this is by MCOC Leaks, and the link is in the description for their Twitter. And this is just as fascinating. I love looking at like behind the hood at what goes on with kind of creating AI profiles. We've talked about AI profiles, AI in general over the years, and this is something that is just fascinating. I'll be doing a full video breakdown of this because there's a lot to take in. There's a lot of like very kind of key and important information, but MCOC Leaks does a great job to kind of point out certain things. There's some, I don't know if it's in here, I don't think it is. It's an AI profile which is called punching bag that indicates whether the AI should act like a very noob AI. So it's like saying like Act 1 AI, which is kind of like the punching bag or very low level difficulty content, versus what would be non-punching bag and a complete just frustration when it comes to the likes of, say, the Grandmaster or yeah, just like really difficult kind of like bosses that you may face off against in the past, like champions that you kind of like you go towards, hit into block, counter by a special, champions that don't want to intercept, passive AI, defensive AI, all those particular really annoying things. There's so much more with this one. There's stuff like block damage, calculate crit damage, and yeah, so many things. There's also a very interesting segment right here, which is labeled as public const float top prize chance, and this here, which is public constant featured item ratio. Now, not 100% sure on these particular things, but as said, I do find it quite interesting where MCOC Leaks says that Command knows they harden the difficulties, that's why they don't answer people's questions about AI problems. There's a ton of other codes like Gacha Prize Spinner, and yeah, some of the values are there. And then also like right here where he says that which have codes that do the infamous troll overs. That's been really annoying in Crystal Spinning, where it's set to target item, your real prize, but also set near miss item, which is your troll over prize. So yeah, that's really kind of, that's what I said, it's really interesting, because you kind of go like, okay, well, you know, I've got Crystal right here, and if you kind of like go, okay, well, I've got like a 5-star here, and the kind of the way that you do it is with the troll over, and it's like going, okay, so the crystal right here on screen right now is slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, and is it going to case it stutters on a, yeah, stutters on a, if you saw it right there, it stuttered on the Punisher 2099. And then went over to the Silver Surfer. That, in you know, in theory, is your troll over type thing. But as I said, there's so much to go over on this particular subject, especially kind of after the bat of seeing these particular values right here. I just find it fascinating. I find it fascinating because it's like, well, this is what Kabam are doing to us, and how AI adapts into certain ways, and how Kabam go like, oh well, oh no, we haven't changed AI, and well, come on, you know, I'm sure you've changed stuff between the point of an AI being at, you know, Act 1 versus going like Act 8, and being kind of like very kind of passive. But in any case, as I said, more to dissect over this particular subject. Incredibly fascinating. I did enjoy kind of reading a lot of this by MCOC Leaks, and it is banned on the. It keeps on getting kind of like the thread keeps on being mentioned, but it always gets banned on the forum. So you probably won't have much of a chance to kind of like you know, give it a read. So yeah, if you want to give it a read, I'll put a link in the description down below. Now we end with compensation. Were you injured in a Marvel Contest of Champions swipe tapping incident that wasn't your fault? Then you might be entitled to compensation. Dial me 0800 RichTheMan to find out about your regular compensation that you're not getting. So so you were meant to get the bauble blower store correction. Some people were meant to get this. There's also 2 parts of compensation. Well, explain. I didn't know there was a second load of compensation coming out, but there was. Whether or not you applied for this or applied for compensation, yeah. So you might have seen this on Friday that this went out, or maybe this was this Friday or was it? Yeah, no, it was Saturday. It was Saturday this went out. So yeah, on Saturday, you got this message right here. This message was, this message did actually self-destruct, mainly because nothing was attached to it. Yeah, So the correction message went out with no compensation attached. Now I would have done a video on this one on Saturday, but I've got a bit on personally I need to kind of like deal with. But that was always all very weird to see that, and I thought, well, I'll save this for MCN on Monday, and here we are now. Yeah, so was it Saturday? That might have actually been Friday. It was Saturday. Kabam Jack's working Saturdays? Or maybe it was late Friday night, and I don't know. Whatever. We'll take this to the team. Thanks for bringing our attention. The team is sending... let's get this better in shot. The team is sending the correct correction. The correct correction, and it should start populating in 5 to 10 minutes. If anyone gets the items, please confirm for us here. Empty mail, empty mail. So one compensation went through. This was here, the featured compensation. Why is the compensation a featured crystal? The whole problem was the drop rates wrong on the 15 Cav crystals, and I bought. P.S. I didn't claim it yet. So what? The compensation is a featured crystal. The whole problem with the drop rates wrong on the 15 Cav crystals that I bought. So that's weird, isn't it? That Kabam gave a different compensation than what they would be expecting. This is all very old and fishy, isn't it? People were saying that they were feature crystal for the Cav compensation from what does... Yeah, like, what? I'm sure a lot of people were very confused. So they got a ball blow still correction with nothing attached to it, even after they said it was going to be fixed. And then all of a sudden got a 6-star featured. What? Anyway, the explanation behind this is as follows. An explanation here. There are 2 sets of compensation going out, excluding the erroneous empty message. There was a 6-star feature crystal, which was the wrong version, which we've seen some receive corrections for. Separately, there is the correction for the Nexus crystals. As with everything we send, it will take some time to populate into everyone's account, so just because someone has received them does not mean you need panic if you haven't. But I want to panic. Anyway, that's a joke there. Like, with no compensation always said of these kinds of nonsense, so we should keep yours. Yes, keep the person's compensation. Oh, Kabam, you're so evil. I like Jax when he fires back on that stuff. Yep, claim without worrying. Let's skip to compensation for some, but not for... That's weird then. On the date time frame, somebody got their compensation on the... Was it on the Friday? Yes, some people got their compensation on the Friday. Some didn't. Oh, no. People are missing compensation. So some people got, like, someone's saying here, like, I purchased all 15 and just received 4 of them. Is that another error? So people didn't get all their compensation. I bought all 15 but only got 5. What happened? What is going on here? This is mad. But there might be a bit of a story behind this in that if you'd purchased... And this is the thing I need to find out now by reading the full part of this thread. If you purchased 10 of those particular crystals that were the incorrect drop rates, which you were getting compensation for, if you then went back, I don't know, about 10, 20, 30 minutes later and bought another 5, you were then getting them at the correct rate. That is how I think it is being seen. But this is where things get like a weird twist with stuff. Like Beastdad puts here, is anyone going to explain how I got less than 15 crystals when I bought them all as soon as the deal dropped? These were purchased with real money. And that is kind of the stinker, isn't it? As to like, well, if you did, and this is one of the reasons that I stopped spending, is when situations like this happen and you're like, well, like, I didn't get what was advertised. This is part of the loot box system. And loot boxes in this kind of mobile gaming kind of like world, and you need to trust that the developer is going to honor what is meant to be correct. Otherwise, they are in breach of what they set out to do for Apple and iTunes, and also Google and the Google Play Store. They're meant to like put the correct drop rates. That's what they've got to honor. And it just kind of brings up what Big Popper Seabone says here. The lesson here is that you need to record everything you do in game and not just fight so you have proof when things go pear-shaped. Having to go to that length is ridiculous, but sometimes reality is ridiculous. It's true. It's something that I said a little while ago, that this is the thing that sucks about MCOC is you feel like you have to constantly record yourself. You have to have receipts all the time. And it sucks because you kind of think like, well, this is the developer you're meant to trust in to have all the receipts to, you know, deliver correct compensation, to fix the game in a certain way that you can play it in a certain way that's enjoyable. And yeah, games get bugs, but at the same time, when those bugs happen, the player base needs to be compensated against those things that go wrong. Other games do a very good job. Kabam does not. And yeah, this is a scuffy situation. I don't know really what to say, except for I hope that Kabam are able to look into the situation again to kind of go like, right, well, what's going on here? Because people are annoyed with not seeing the correct amount of, and people are vouching for the fact that they bought those crystals in that state initially, like quickly into it, to grab the ones that they thought were correct, but turns out they were wrong, but didn't get compensated. So if you bought 15 crystals within the first 10 minutes and you're not getting 15 back, then that's a problem, and Kabam need to look into that one yet again. And obviously the data that they've collected looks to be incorrect, but we'll see. We'll see if that's indeed the case. And let's end by saying thank you very much to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a patron who are on screen right now. Also those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. And yeah, I will try this week to kind of get back to a regular live streaming schedule. I need to catch up with a few things. Probably Thronebreaker first, then when we're going to move on to Act 8.2, because I need to catch up badly with that. And of course, we finish off by saying check out some other content located on screen right now, and 7 start opening later on today. Really excited for that one, and lots of 7-star footage. I'm going to be kind of working on rank ups and stuff like that, so look out for that soon. Cheers and have a good day. Bye bye.